everyone, and welcome to another game of Toonkind D&D. I am Jay. We will be playing a short FPS game. I've never actually played an FPS game or introduced one. I've only ever listened to two, so I don't really know how these things go. Anyway, we will be playing with Gwyn. Say hello.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Gwyn, and I'm playing Bisig,
Yeah, Bisig.
little sailor cat.
Little Sailor Cat, a favourite, and I will be playing Dr. Worm, a perfectly normal doctor. Do not ask any questions.
They are also my favorite.
Hmm?
They are also my favorite. Fav-
Hmm?
favorite pile of liches ever, no question asked.
On top of that extremely contested list, I am sure.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, we are going to be playing we had titled this game Shadow over Inksmouth, and it was supposed to be a lot more scary, but then we started to actually talk about it, and it went sort of just shenanigan wise, and we're doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is going to be a bit of a. You said this is a bit of a sort of like a flashback situation. So for Bisig,
Yeah.
this is set before.
Yeah, because I think chronologically speaking, it would probably take place before most of the games she's been in. Like
Mm.
after a very first game, but before the others. So, I mean, not that it's hugely important, but that means that we won't get any spoilers for other games,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, I just want to give it a little bit of context, just in case anybody was wondering in what order we were putting
Yeah,
these
because,
games.
yeah,
So let me, yeah. Um, hmm. I probably should have written out a little introduction for this. Anyway, we are going to start. So, I will
yeah,
start
I
with.
mean, my idea was that Basic had heard a rumor of a very rare and potentially tasty fish dwelling
Ooh,
these waters. So,
ooh.
since of course she's a connoisseur in all things fish.
In her 3
Mm,
years upon this earth.
I mean, there are the reasons why she wanted to become a sailor in the first place,
Try all the
and
fish.
ever since she was very small, she decided that she wanted to know everything about fish.
Yeah.
So,
Accumulate all the knowledge about fish, including how they taste.
including Ozedes, very very important knowledge.
Yeah.
And so maybe she heard about this legend from a small uncanny town, and curiosity was piqued, and so she got a boat ticket or something to the town of Inksmouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, this game is going to be set in the Uncanny Valley. So I imagine that the seas and the water kind of in this area, like in those very old Mario 64 games, where it's just sort of like
Oh,
a weird sort of line on top, and it's like we haven't really worked out water graphics yet.
look, yeah, okay.
A situation. Yeah, so Bisig is on a ferry that is taking her into the Inksmouth dock. When you get there, it is extremely busy. That is the first thing you notice. The second thing that you notice is that well, you came here for fish, yes?
Yes,
Well,
she
you have
did.
in fact received a lot of fish. All of the people here appear to have normal people bodies and photorealistic fish heads.
Amazing. Oh yeah, I did a little Photoshop
Oh,
montage
yes!
of
Yes!
it, so I can put it in the roll zone.
Put that in the roll zone, and yeah, there we go.
There
This
she
is
is.
uh, this is what Bisik is greeted with when she lands on the dock.
Is she weirded out by the fish people? I must know. Um, because realistically, yes, but I feel like maybe I should roll a wisdom saving
You know what?
throw
Go
or
for
something.
it.
Okay, what is plus two? Okay, so that I can remember how you're supposed to roll things.
It's like a little exclamation mark, and then D, and then 20, and then your modifier. 10.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
yes.
so
So,
what?
I mean that's to be expected, you know.
10. You are perfect. Like, you are perfectly divided on the issue.
Yes, yes, because on the one hand, these are fishy, but on the other hand, these are also people. You're not supposed to hit people. Um,
In civilized society, yes.
this,
Unfortunately, this is the uncanny valley, so we are how close to regular society this is? I don't know. It seems to be close enough, though, as you are in fact asked to.
she's trying really hard to act natural.
Jane is like walking. It's like, yes,
Do,
this is normal.
do
I
not
walk amongst fish people every day.
do not look at these fish people too weird.
Well, at the as you are walking in, what are you going to do? There are a lot of people, all fish people, everybody like going this way and that, carrying ropes and boxes and strings of flags, and everybody seems to have a job to do. You have shown up here to look for your very particular fish. How are you going to set about doing that?
Hmm. She um probably she's probably going to um catch someone's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, to just say, "Excuse me, I'm looking for something. Um, is there any place I can get? She can get info about this town or
Oh, yeah.
why is this place so busy? Any particular reason?"
Oh, yeah. So you Sorry, I've been imagining that Bisig is I know this is not necessarily what you had in mind, but I like the idea that Bisig is a lot smaller, possibly, than a lot of the people here. Maybe, and
Oh yeah, no.
just sort of just tapping on somebody's elbow. It's like, excuse me, hello, I have a
She
question.
she, she usually is the smallest person in the room. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah, so
she's
you
from
catch one of the people in the crowd who turns around, looks over your head, doesn't see you, looks down, and gives a bit of a double take. It's like, oh, you are you're clearly not from around here, are you? uh, what can I help you with?
um. Yes, hey, hello, my name is Bisig and I like fish. I have heard about a very rare and elusive fish that
Mm,
lives in
mm.
these waters. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Inksmouth is known for its unique set of fishes. Yes, as you can see, and it kind of gestures around to all of the people.
Bisig isn't sure whether she should mention or not that she wants to catch said fish, but
Oh yeah, no, 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 no.
um,
It is, it is. You wouldn't even need to roll for it. Like there are lots of fishing boats. There are people with fishing nets and fishing rods. This is a port town. It does look very much like there
oh,
is that is partly what they do.
okay, okay, it's fine then. Um, so yes, normally I would try to catch it myself, but I don't know anything about it or where one might find it. So
Well, the sea,
I was
presumably. That's where most of the fish are.
yes, yes, quite true. Also, I've heard of space fish before. Um,
Oh well, if that's all you've got to say, and we're kind of in the middle of something right here. You will be stopping by for the festival later today once you've finished your fishing trip, right?
Um, the festival? What
Yeah, yeah.
festival?
Oh. Of course. How far away are you from?
Oh, pretty far.
Oh, yes.
Somewhere in the independent islands.
Oh yes. Oh, so you won't particularly. Oh right. So the fish person looks very excited. They were about to try and rush off, but so what we have here. This is a very important time of year in this village, and we every year we get together and we have our festival. We bring together all of the fruits of the sea, and we all to celebrate in the name of our local legend or god Nogad, and holds up digs out a little wooden statuette from their pocket of it's a little fish. It's got a little person face. It's smiling. It's happy. It looks very cute? Question mark. It's like here, take it.
Sorry. The Nogad thing always cracks me up.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with that.
um, Lovecraftian jokes. But yeah, if it's yeah, she'll take the statuette. Um, she finds it rather weird because
Because it's got
it's got fish aren't really supposed to look like that in
no.
her mind.
I mean,
She's learning a lot about fish today.
yeah. I mean, it is looking extremely cheerful. It does seem to be very happy to be here. So take that as you will. Um,
So she will take the little statuette and
you have obtained
uh,
one fish statue.
one questionable fish statue.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to find anybody to show you around though. We're all quite like, hey, Greg, and there's calls across to another fish person who is started by. Do you know anybody who's got a bit of spare time on their hands? You could show this lovely Miss Bisig around, and the fish person goes just like, no, we're kind of busy here. It's like, well, I mean, like, it's like no, well, it's like just push her in the direction of the doctor, okay? Just like that. He never does anything around here, so it is about time that you start earning his keep, I think. And they just sort of start to bicker, and they seem to have almost forgotten that you are there.
The doctor. I wonder what that may be. But yeah, she will tap on not Greg, the other one's elbow again, and say,
Yeah, you don't know this one's name yet.
Um, excuse me,
Oh,
doctor,
yes.
you said?
Oh, yes, yes, sorry, it's, time is really getting on. We need to finish, everything before sundown. Here, and, if you just go up the main street, right, and then you follow along, and then, fourth, fifth house on the left, you should get to the apothecary, just bang on the door or let yourself in. Say, that you just ask, to be shown around. I'm sure I'm sure everything will work out fine. If that's everything, and again starts to make a move off.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Yep, no problem.
And
Uh,
and
that's it.
so Bisig will go on their way.
So,
Do we have to roll survival or to find the place or
I think you'll
navigate?
probably.
Okay,
I
fine.
think you'll probably be okay. It's very small town.
Very
It's
true.
got
But there are many
basically one
people going
street.
yeah, but there are many people going about
hmm
busy streets.
Yeah. You do get a couple of questioning
Mm.
looks because you are the only non-fish person around. So you stand out very clearly as an outsider. Um
Only cat person around too.
hmm?
It's only cat person around.
Yeah. Very
Cat
much.
out of water.
So yeah, you are attracting quite a few odd looks,
Okay.
but everybody seems to be too busy to interrupt you. I reckon. So you make, and again, it's only one street for the town. So you find the apothecary no trouble. It's very closed looking. But then, everywhere on the street is very closed looking and people are going in and out of those doors all the time, so.
Okay. And she will knock on the door because she's polite. She's
Aw, polite little kitty. The door swings open a little bit, but that's all you get.
Hello, doctor. Is anyone here?
Very quiet. You hear some shuffling noises somewhere in the back of the shop.
She's going to put her head in, peek.
Yeah. You can see just a very dark, very crowded, very dusty sort of room that does appear to be empty. You know what? Give me a perception check.
Okay, perception. What? Okay. +5.
Ooh, 13.
Yes,
Okay, yeah, with a 13, you know what? With a 13, you will be able to get a very slight glimpse of something moving towards you very quickly. You get a brief look of
Oh my.
some kind of like white, spooky looking mask zooming right at your face.
Oh dear.
Before something grabs hold of your wrist and yanks you into the shop fully and is like, oh goodness, we have not had a warm-blooded creature visit us for just so long. You have absolutely no idea. Right, come here, this way. No time. Like, what is it? What is it that you're absolutely here for? No, don't tell us. Actually, stay here. We will practice our. We have these brand new dice. Bees, and clapping the little hands together, and a small swarm of bees descends from the
bees.
ceiling and starts to spiral around your head.
Oh my. The bees.
Bees.
I think Bisig would just yelp and try to duck down.
Like,
Because
no, stand here, sis, look at us, stand here, stay there, quiet. No, so they are, we are in the middle of a very delicate stage of their training, so we do not want to disturb them. We have been training them, you see, in the particular arts of acupuncture, and we do think that you have a headache. Yes, that is what you said when you came in. Yes, headache. There we go.
no.
And then it's like no.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, positive.
Well, what is it that you came? What ailment did you in fact come in here for? Are you sure? It's like if not the headache, then well, no, we don't want the bees. Go away, and starts to wave the little hands over his head. Like how so no. We see the problem. Of course, you are suffering from a case of something very particularly wrong with your skin.
Yes,
skin?
no.
Is it fur? Skin or fur?
I-
And starts to poke at your face with sharp little fingers.
Ow! No. Actually, I'm looking for a fish.
Fish.
A fish.
Oh,
Yes.
yes,
A
well,
fish.
we have fish eyes, fish bones, fish scales, we have the swim
Uh,
bladder, of course, and there's like there's an absolute range of ailments that can, in fact, be treated with all of these particularly delightful fish parts here, and starts just upturns a jar on the counter in front of you, and it just goes gloop. And that looks like a lot of fish insides.
You know,
Probably.
most people would be probably horrified by this, but Bisig actually likes fish,
Ooh.
so so where everyone would be very weirded out, she actually gets shiny eyes, and
Oh.
she looks at the counter like, oh, fish, and then she shakes her head like, no, no, focus, Bisig, you are here on a mission. If you let this uh, weird but very helpful person
Extremely
uh,
helpful.
get distracted again, you'll never see the end of it.
Nope.
Um, so so she tries to focus, and she say, no, no, so sorry, I'm looking for a very particular fish.
Ooh.
I'm trying to catch a fish. I've heard about a legend about this town that says there's a rare fish dwelling in these waters, and um, I was directed here because I was hoping show me around and help me find information about this uh, particular fish. Uh,
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Bisik.
Uh, it's good. Sorry, you were saying that, and I think the strange creature in front of you was just something that you could sort of see, like the sort of buffering thing, just like listening to you and trying to process the fairly simple request that you have in fact placed before it. And then you hear you almost hear like a little ding sound as it reaches a conclusion, and it leans right over the counter, pushing fish guts all the way, and grabs your hand in both of its and starts shaking up and down like very enthusiastically. It's like, yes, of course. Hello, Miss Bisig. We are Dr. Worm. We are a real doctor. We have a certificate and everything. We cannot show you to it right now. It is in the shop, being framed. Yes.
Okay.
If you would,
Pleased
a
to
rare
meet you,
fish, you
Doctor.
say. Yes, I, in fact, happen to be a rather knowledgeable about the natural flora, fauna, and of all the kinds around this particular little town here. If you were looking for some kind of fish, then I would absolutely be able to help you. Oh, you said you wanted to catch it. Yes, you want to see it in the wild, as it were.
Yes.
Yes, this way, and it starts to head out of the shop back the way you came, and just sort of just zooming along. Does not even check to see if you are there.
Okay. Well, Bisik is going to be following us.
Ooh, sorry. That's my water bottle.
This person said they were knowledgeable about fish, and
do you want
she.
to do? Oh, do you want to do an insight check on that?
Oh yes, please. What inside?
5. Yeah. This is
Five.
somebody.
Oh my gosh.
They
She's so impressed. She believes them 100%. Someone who's also knowledgeable about fish. Amazing.
they're probably not quite as knowledgeable about fish as you are, because you know a lot. You know fish, but anybody this enthusiastic and this immediately willing to be like, yeah, I know everything about this thing, probably knows what they're talking about. So yeah.
Probably.
So I'm gonna hand off to you just a little bit to direct where you what Bisig was planning on doing in order to attempt to locate, lure, and obtain this fish. I imagine
Yeah.
Dr. Worm has headed, back the way you came, down to the dock, and is having an animated argument with one of the fish people,
Oh my.
attempting to negotiate the rent of a boat.
Oh. Okay. um, well, we didn't exactly plan together this part. It's just that I had a tasks for you,
Hmm.
and so your task is to help Bisig gather information about that mysterious fish,
Mm.
and then perhaps help her make the most appropriate fish bait,
Ooh.
to catch it.
Yes.
So um, uh, my idea was that you could ask the locals, or that maybe there was a little tourist office.
I
Uh,
love the idea of there being a tourist
in,
office in this
yes, it's
very, very tiny town run by fish people, fish
yeah,
cultists.
yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, what you say was a tourist office. So the options here are maybe you can ask the fisherman, or since you seem to be currently in an argument with one of them, or you can go to the tourist office and try
Mm,
to get information
mm. Let me think. I think probably. Dr. Worm is having this very animated argument, trying to persuade this person to lend them a boat without paying. Frankly, they don't have
there.
any money. Business has not been good. Wonder why? And is
Wonder
going
why.
to attempt to persuade them and hopefully, in the means, sort of accidentally get some information about
Yes.
the best way to obtain this fish and to get some information about this fish. Uh, what would that be?
I mean, maybe roll uh, persuasion.
Persuasion. Ooh, that's a
That'll be-
flat 20. Hooray!
Or let's see how it goes.
One. What?
Amazing. Beautiful.
the person.
Uh,
Sorry, go on.
I think the fisherman is starting to get actually hostile at you.
just like just pulls down like the little metal covering in front of their store. It's like, no,
Nope.
nothing for you. It's Dr. Worm like shakes their fist at the store and just sort of comes back over to Bisig and it's just like, they are closed.
Um. Um. Okay. Is there anywhere else might
Mm,
ask?
mm. Is going
Um.
to just have a thing. You said earlier, this is out of character. You said the
Hmm.
little we talking about the little tourist information booth.
Yes. Yes.
Going to
You
worm
can.
on over in that direction
Okay.
and
You probably
be
don't have to roll a history for it, since you live here. You
yeah,
know.
probably knows where it is. Probably.
Probably.
Um, is going to go on
Okay.
over
So.
to that, and it's like, hello, sir, and or madam, or none of those. Do you happen to have one of your finest brochures on the local wildlife and fish?
Um. Okay. So.
Of course, we know
So.
everything contained within this leaflet already, but we would like to hand it off to our new friend here. He points at
Yeah.
Bisig.
Okay. So. Yeah. I was thinking the clerk has a goldfish for a head,
Yep.
and the name tag says their name is Goldie,
Yes.
and they give you a pretty dispassionate look. Uh, but they do raise an eyebrow. If fish have
A
eyebrows,
fish
I don't know.
eyebrow. These fish
Uh,
have eyebrows. It's very
I mean,
upsetting.
they do look mildly interested by Bisig because again, not many cats around here,
Mm-hmm.
and um, they point you towards uh, a little stand, or maybe you or towards the back where there are shelves and such, and maybe you can make a perception check
Yeah.
or an investigation check
I'm going to see.
um,
I
to
have
try to.
nothing in investigation. I have. Oh, I have a +5 in perception. Apparently, Dr. Worm is good at that. I have no idea why.
Oh my,
21! I see
21!
everything that is useful.
You see everything. Okay, what my notes says. Uh,
while you're look,
okay,
while you're
so
looking. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
you perceive.
I
Uh,
perceive.
you so yeah. It's a very tiny tourist office place. But there are for of how do you call them? Uh, little object
Mm-hmm.
tourist traps, things you sell to tourists. So there are some little statues of Nogat, like the one like the one Bisig got. There are a few flyers. There are some T-shirts that say I survived the Nogad apocalypse and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. There is a mug. You can only read part of it, but it says, "Mm-mm-mm, "Fear me, fish." Mm. So the typical
I want
typical
Dr. Worm to buy
tourist.
this mug. They have absolutely no use for it, but I want them to have it.
You can take it, yeah, if you typical tourist stuff. Um, um, However, you if you pick one of the flyers, it does get details, uh, the local fauna and wildlife and fish and little story. A few words about the town history and such.
Mm.
Uh, Bits of useless trivia, but about the local legend. Um, and So you have that,
Mm-hmm.
which I confess I didn't. I didn't think beforehand about what useful information this had, but
That is
l-
100% entirely fair.
let's say that since you have that, maybe it can give you advantage or something, next time when we get to the actually trying to fish part.
Mm-hmm. Um.
And one last thing is
Mm-hmm.
that since you above a 20, um, uh, amidst all that worthless junk, something catches your eye
Ooh.
and you zoom in on it, you know, very fast again. And it's a hook for fishing
Ooh.
that just, lying on a shelf, um, sandwiched between two shampoo bottles, bragging about restoring shiny scales. And
It would be
what
quite funny to me if Dr. Worm picked that up entirely by accident, being more interested in the shampoo bottles. They make shiny. They make the scales all shiny. What more could you want?
amazing. So, um, so yeah, there is this thing. It's far less shiny that all the things around it. That's true. It looks harder to. It's got some. It's made of metal, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got some weird symbol engraved all over it.
Mm.
Um, you can almost feel like sort of energy coming from it.
Ooh, slightly spooky looking thing with cool energy.
I mean,
As I pick it up
the
between
game.
like thumb and forefinger and just like look at it with like one eye, and it's like yes, and drop that on top of the increasing pile of junk that they have just been accumulating. It goes in the mug. It goes in the mug.
Okay, you take it. Okay. I would say that as soon as you touch it, you feel some
Ooh.
slimy, and maybe you hear some kind of ominous whisper. But so needless to say, you feel perfectly fine.
Dr. Worm is slimy and ominous. That is their base state.
Yep. Okay.
So
So
I've got that and a
yeah.
big armful of the brochures and the mug, and just sort of slides on back over to Bisig and is like, I have acquired all of the equipment that we shall need. Looking very proud of themselves.
Uh, Bisig does look um how do you say slightly puzzled maybe, but you
Nonplussed.
seem you seem you seem very confident, and considering her insights from earlier, she has absolutely no reason to doubt you. so yeah, so she nods, and are you so you're taking all this stuff? Are you going to pay?
Dr. Worm is absolutely not going to try and pay. Dr. Worm is going to just attempt to walk out.
Okay.
Well, walk. Slide.
Okay. Hmm. Do you want to roll a elf or something
Um,
to see if you can get out without the clerk noticing you taking this stuff?
you know what? Yeah. Da, da, da.
I mean, the brochures are probably full
Ah, ha,
of.
ha, I got another 20!
Oh my gosh, you're reading so well so far.
The clerk is just like.
I mean, you got a nat one and then you got a 20, so such
This is the
extremes.
only way that D&D should be played, in my opinion.
It's great. So yeah, the clerk doesn't notice anything. Yeah, um you just go. You have all this stuff
Yeah.
now. Congratulations. This will give you advantage later when we get to fishing. Or do we want to try fishing now, or do you want um give basic a task first?
Ooh. I think that let's keep going. Let's keep going with this for now,
Okay.
just because I really want to see how the fishing is going to go.
Okay. So maybe the brochure of I don't know the best fishing spot
Ooh,
or
good little
something.
map.
Little map of the town, of the surrounding areas, and since it's a
Mm-hmm.
touristy stuff, so um maybe you um Dr. Worm and Basic work there. um I don't think maybe she would try to uh chat a little while they're working, to get to know Dr. Worm a little better.
Mm-hmm.
um Maybe something like saying so I couldn't help but notice that you didn't have a fish head,
Mm-hmm.
unless the head under your mask is fish head.
Oh,
which
no, of
I
course,
definitely
no, of course. They seem not insulted exactly, but it's like absolute. We are not what you would call local exactly. We are
Hmm.
currently in between permanent residences, I think is how you would probably put it. And mm, they're just sort of like
Oh,
staring off into space, trying to work out what exactly the best words to try and describe their situation are. They uh, immediately get
okay.
distracted from that thought and go off on a sort of a ramble about the various places that they have already tried to stay, but
Oh,
have most unfortunately needed to leave due to the absolute ingratitude of
oh
the
my.
previous tenants from
Hmm.
beforehand.
Yeah.
And like,
Uh,
and unfortunately, it does seem that in spite of our best efforts and putting our considerable skills at the disposal of this small fishing village community, that we may have to be moving on quite soon anyway.
oh. Hmm. Yeah. Bisig is nodding, and no, she's going to explain that. And she is traveling as well. She doesn't. She's also on the road. She doesn't have a permanent place to call home. Um. So she kind of she thinks she kind of gets it.
Yeah, Dr. Worm nods enthusiastically. It's like, yes, you understand the, the difficulties of finding a particular place to stay where one's talents are properly appreciated. Yelling, not there isn't anyone around for them to aim that aim
Oh
that
my.
at, by the way. Like, I imagine that at this point we're kind of like a little bit of ways along the coast and there's not actually anybody else around.
Yeah, she's also not from here, and her home is related of cat people. So
Mm.
she knows what it's like to um stand out a bit, be a fish out of water. Funnily enough, since these two are the only ones that aren't fish right now in this place.
Like that is like I must confess it is just it is honestly delightful to talk to somebody who does not have gills for once. I don't know if you experience the same, Bisig, but whenever we talk to one of the locals here, we can't help but start to stare at the sides of their faces. Do you see? And we can't
Oh, you
imagine.
do?
Have you seen them? It's like they're
Yeah.
opening and closing, and they should like they seem to be just simply poorly designed. Why not breathe through one's skin? It is something much more efficient.
Yeah. Can you roll insight maybe?
Yeah, do I have anything to insight? I feel like I don't. Oh no, I do have a +5.
Oh
Why?
my.
I don't know. I feel like I need to
Wisdom.
rejigger these stats. Oh yeah, because Dr. Worm's a druid and wisdom is
Okay.
supposedly, which I probably should not
Mm-hmm.
have done that. Ah, 6. Ah, that's a natural 1.
That's only one. Oh my gosh. Your roars are incredible. I love it so much. But okay, so I can't really give you anything with that one. Um,
What does Dr. Worm violently misunderstand about Bisig from this role?
well, she's pretty sure most people don't breathe through their skin. Uh, so she's probably I don't know, maybe she wonders if there's something a little off about this. They're a doctor, but
Don't seem particularly well acquainted with how anything works.
yes, that. But you don't know that, so
Nope, Doctor Worm
I
is
don't, you
Doctor
just
Worm thinks that you are perfectly on their side and understand exactly what they're talking about.
yep. I mean, she does think it's nice to someone to talk to that's so very enthusiastic, and but she's starting to wonder a bit about this fish knowledge thing that you have.
He's starting to question that 5 from before.
Yeah. um but yeah, I think that might be time to try to catch a fish.
Yeah, fish time.
Fish time. um so you do have that hook,
Mm-hmm.
and so what fish bait do you want to try to use?
Mm. Now,
If you
see,
had rolled, if you had rolled really really badly earlier, I would have said that you thought the fish maybe was herbivore. You know, put put a plant on the hook.
everybody knows that fish are vegetarians and
Yes,
will exclusively come out for a delicately arranged salad on the end of the hook.
but you rolled very well. Um,
Now, see, we have talked about. I kind of want to just go for something that we have already talked about, just
oh
in the
yes.
names of canonizing it,
Mm,
which is okay. You hang on. Let me. I'm gonna do something first, just to see if Doctor Worm
right.
manages this. I'm gonna roll +2. Okay. That was a roll. That was a survival roll. I just wanted to see how.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean,
Mm.
13's all right. I just wanted to see
Should
how.
Bisig be concerned?
Hmm?
Should Bisig be concerned?
Well, maybe because that role was to try and see how well they were able to actually handle fishing equipment without, getting themselves
Oh.
completely tied up.
Mm.
And I don't think a 13 is quite
It,
enough to be a total disaster.
yeah, it's
They are,
too.
however, holding the fishing rod upside down. And they don't seem to be, and they're sort of, they are searching around for the hook and don't seem to be able to find it.
Oh my. Um, Bisig wants to put the fish in the right direction so bad. You know when you know about you know a subject or something, you know how to do something very well, and you see struggling, and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you want to correct it so bad because that's not how you're supposed to do things. That's why she's at.
Well, I mean, like, if she would be sick, step in to help, just because I have, like, Dr. One will probably work it out eventually, but if left to their own devices, it might take a little while.
um, and she's going to ask first to say, May I?" Just gesture at the fishing rod.
Yes, of course. Here, show us one of your particular techniques, and hands off to you, slightly relieved.
Woohoo! Okay, so so Bisig has a fishing rod. Do I have to do anything?
presumably, like, you do this a lot. You can just,
Yeah.
fix it. You could technically roll for it, but I think that for
Yeah,
Bisig, it
yeah,
would probably be trivially easy to fix this.
yeah, probably. Okay, so she fixed it. She has uh. So did you give her um
The hook?
yeah? Did she, the does she have it or is
Oh, sorry. I think something went slightly funky with my audio there. I
ah
didn't hear whether you had finished the question or not. Dr. Worm has not handed over the hook just yet. What they do when they produce it, because they do understand, like, they do understand the concept of bait, if not fishing in general. So what they do, they hold out the hook to you and go, "Oh wait, no, we have an excellent idea." And one of their little hands sort of zhoops inside of their strange rubbery black coat, and there's a sort of a squishy noise, like somebody punching a ball of jelly for a few seconds, and
yeah
the hand reemerges, and it is holding a black wriggling thing that they quite cheerfully impale on the end of the hook, and then hold out the thing
yes
very proudly to Bisig.
ah it's Canon.
Yes.
I'm so happy.
It's like there. It's like
Basic.
we will be able to catch pretty much anything with this.
Oh, Basic is a little weirded out by that, but she doesn't understand the horrifying implications yet, since she doesn't yet know what Dr. Worm is made of. So, so again, she she pauses and then she takes the fishing rod with a thank you and
You are most welcome.
and yeah, it's time to try to fish, I guess. I am rolling survival, I think.
Mm-hmm. Do we get an advantage because it was with the fun hook?
Yep, yep.
Ooh, 15
Ooh,
and a 5.
right.
Well, 15 is good. 15 is extremely
Yeah,
good.
15 is pretty good. Um, I don't know if that's enough for thing to happen or if it's just a really big fish, but uh, hmm.
I mean, I think it is. I think it would be up to you what we would manage to fish up. Um, it would like, regardless of whether you think we've hit like the DC or not. A 15 is
Hmm.
good enough to get a pretty good thing.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, my brain is a little blank because I haven't actually written down anything for that part.
No, it's okay. No, that's entirely fine. I think
But
essentially because the big question is a 15 high enough to have gotten the specific fish that Bisig was after.
hmm. Ah,
Because 15 is quite high.
yeah, yeah. I want to say it's enough just because I really really want uh that um that first pick I ever drew of them to become canon. You
Yeah.
know.
Do you want? Shall we could we genuinely could just go with that. They're just hauling out this just absolutely massive, horrifying, abyssal thing with teeth
You know,
sticking out everywhere, which may or may not be the fish that Bisig was after, but it's
yeah,
certainly
okay.
something.
We can do that. We can say that maybe it's not the fish specifically the specific fish she wanted, but it's definitely big and weird and scary and
They're
and
both
it's
just that's the thing, because like the thing I love about this scene in particular is that they're both just absolutely delighted. Just like, well,
yes.
we weren't expecting this, but this is absolutely an unmitigated success.
Yes, 100%. Bisik is cheering because wow, she's never seen anything like it before. So
Oh, it's
so it's
very good.
100% successful. Yes.
Yee. I quite like the idea that even if I don't necessarily catch the fish that Bisig was looking for, I just like the idea of the fact that the two of them might just stay out there for a bit and uh, catch fish, increasingly strange
Yeah.
fish.
Yes. Oh my god.
Just
Amazing.
before
Yeah,
the
maybe
starts to get dark.
the f- the first fish is quite normal looking, and by the end they're breaking bad to abyssal.
Just taking steps up in weirdness.
Yes.
Did you have anything more that you wanted to do with this?
Uh, nope, nope. That's everything, and we should maybe we can take a little break before since it's almost an hour
Oh
before
gosh, yes, I
we
didn't.
could
I did not notice that. Yeah, did you want to? Yeah, if you want to take like 10 minutes.
just a little yeah a little 10-minute breaks, and then we can
Yeah,
um move on to your stuff,
yeah,
your thing.
sounds good to me.
Okay. Oof.
Oof, stretches.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, I love these two. They make me very
Yeah.
happy.
I'm so glad. Ah, it's canon. They're
Yeah.
meeting.
Oh.
Honestly, it's going pretty well so far.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay. Uh, I have everything written down for what we're gonna be doing next. And I don't know. I don't think it'll take massively long. Maybe half an hour, a little bit.
Okay. I mean, should
Depend.
be good, you know. If FPS is normally too long, but
Yeah, that's meant to be.
it's fine.
Yeah. 2 seconds. I'm just gonna have a stretch. Gonna
Yep.
walk around because my hips are hurty. Back in a second.
I'm going to finish my biscuit. Hello.
Hello! Ready to go again?
Yep. Is it still recording?
Yep.
Okay.
All good and recording. Okie dokes. So we have had Bisig and Dr. Worm doing a fishing adventure, and we're heading. It is now starting to get close towards evening. And they are heading back along the beach with so much fish. So much fish, as many fish as a 15 will allow, and yeah, we get back.
15 will roll for a lot of fish. I
15
think.
will roll for a lot of fish. 15 fish, in fact. I'm calling it. That is the solid number of how many fish they managed to get. 15
Amazing.
of them.
Well, Bisig will definitely give some of the fish to Dr. Worm
Aww.
because
Bless.
I mean it's a thing that if you manage to befriend Bisig, she will probably start to give fish to you. That,
Aww.
that that is a thing that you have to be aware of if you want to befriend this little cat. If she thinks you're a friend, she will give you a fish.
Oh, fish received! Friendship unlocked! I've received fish as badge of friendship. Yeah, Dr. Worm is mostly...
You helped her with fishing activities, so
Yeah.
a very good way.
Dr. Worm is mostly interested in the fish that look more like a random amalgamation of fish parts than actual, fish that could exist.
Yep.
And is explaining to you at length and volubly about all the different medicinal qualities of the bits of the fish. And
Should I roll insight again?
yes, please do. Do it with advantage this time, because you've spent the day with this person. And oh no, 19. Yeah.
20.
Yeah. Okay. At this point, you have figured out they don't listen. Bisig is 3 years old. Bisig does not,
Yes.
I assume, know tons about medicine.
No.
They know that this one random fish probably can't cure all of those things that they are saying. Maybe one of them, not all of them. That's just not how medicine works.
Okay.
But they do seem very confident, and they also seem to be having a good time talking to you.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun to hear them rumble. And I think Bisig probably would have talked a lot about fish. The one she caught that she recognized early on before they started getting scrambled up and everything. So she and so she probably talked excitedly at Dr. Worm too, and it must have been nice to have someone who responded just as enthusiastically as her.
It really is.
About
This is not something that Dr. Worm encounters particularly often. For some reason, people tend to, once they get into the conversation, tend to start making excuses together. They haven't worked out why yet, but they are very happy to continue talking to Bisig. And as the two of them, you, us, who knows, get into us, yes, arrive back in the town square. All the activity that has been going on seems to have concentrated into the middle of the high street. You have what seems to be the entire population of this fish town all gathered in a little tight huddle, having a very animated argument. And the fish person who you talked to earlier, not Greg, the other one. I'm just going to call him not Greg. Looks up and gives you a sort of a brief distracted wave and goes, "Oh, Miss Bisig, hello.
Hi.
You got what you were looking for then?"
Yep. Yeah. Thanks to Dr. Worm here. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, good. And there's like, oh, are you gonna be sticking around for the festival?
Um. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Uh,
What
sorry.
What's this festival about exactly?
Not Greg
I think.
opens their fish mouth to reply, but before they can explain, somebody else interrupts with, "There's not going to be a festival if we can't get our guest of honor up. You know that we can't start without the guest of honor. Otherwise, nothing is going to work." And and another person speaks up. "Well, why don't you go and get him then?" And is like, "Well, no, I'm not gonna go down and get him on my own, am I? Is nobody gonna come with me? No, no hands. I don't see any hands. I don't see any people volunteering to come with me." And the argument continues in this vein for a little bit. Dr. Worm is just sort of watching with interest, not particularly looking to get involved, but seeming vaguely interested with what's going on.
Bisig is going to ask Dr. Worm, do you know anything about this guest of honor they're talking about?
Hmm? Oh, I believe we once did. Yes. Unfortunately, we have forgotten their name at the moment. It will come to us, we are sure. And you probably don't need to roll insight for this. They have no idea. They have no idea what's going on. But there's the argument continues for a minute before not Greg casts another speculative eye over at you, and it's like, Miss Bisig,
Yes.
you do a lot of traveling, don't you? And you're from out of town.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Do you happen to have much experience with the adventuring profession?
Oh, yeah. I did some adventuring gigs, to get money to keep on traveling.
Mm, mm. That does sound extremely so. Do you think that you could do just a little favor for us? If you could just nip down the side of the cliffs and rustle up our guest of honor. We would do it ourselves. You understand? But nobody seems to be willing to draw straws. And then somebody else seems to, yeah, because of the monster, that's hanging out on the cliffs all the time, and none of us want to go there. And Greg just kind of shrugs and just goes like, yes, because of quote unquote the monster.
The monster.
Yeah, but it's nothing. And if you have, you've done adventuring before, climbing down some cliffs and fetching up who we need, won't be all that difficult for you, will it?
Sure, piece of cake. I mean, she's going to look a little unsure, but she's going to nod because, well, she's a good cat. If there is a monster
Aww.
terrifying a little town, she wants help. She's not even going to ask for reward, which she should.
Yeah, she
No.
probably should, but no, because she is a good person.
Yeah.
But yeah, like everybody is, everybody in this group looks extremely relieved. And not Greg, is just like, oh, thank you. You have saved us so much trouble. If you Oh, you, and points at Dr. Worm. You might as well stick with her. You take her down to the cliffs. You know where it is. Show her the way, and just keep on doing what you've been doing, I suppose. And Dr. Worm just is like, oh yes, the cliffs, yes, this way, and sort of hurries the two of you down
Yep.
the street. Everybody
There
is
you go.
standing in a little circle, just kind of watching you go, just staring.
So, so Dr. Worm probably doesn't know anything about this monster either, do they?
Well, if you ask, they will just essentially be like, we have been to the cliffs many times, and we have never seen a monster, so we are pretty certain that it does not exist. And you might, you could roll insight on that, but that would just be, that's up to you.
She did get a pretty high score earlier.
Ooh, 5.
5.
Oh no, you have
Whether
you have
Bisig,
no idea.
whether Bisig has a read on Dr. Worm really depend on what they're talking about.
Yeah, if they're talking about fish, yeah. Anything else?
Yep.
No, not a clue.
Okay.
But no, you have no idea whether this is them bluffing. You have no idea whether whether they actually mean it or not. The little cliffs area is not particularly far away. It is extremely steep. Have you ever been to those, those kinds of beaches where it's not particular, people don't go a lot for like tourism or anything, but a lot of locals do, and there's these paths which are mostly like 45 degrees sloping downwards, extremely steep, and unfortunately the tide is coming in. So in order to get down there, you're probably going to have to roll either athletics or survival.
I think I might have some. I might have something better. Yep.
Ooh, 17.
Not bad.
Hooray! Points of being a ranger.
Yep.
Ooh, hooray! 17.
Yay.
Also, yeah, you are. We're both absolutely fine. Dr. Worm does fall off a lot of things, but they appear just to go splat and like when you throw silly putty at the wall, they just go.
Yeah.
They just go splat and then just like zoop up together again, and they're fine. They're fine. Yeah. So make it down these spiky, sharp cliffs, no problem. And what you find when you get there is a very small sort of sliver of a bay, with just like give me perception.
Oh yeah, I was about to say I should.
It's probably a good idea, yeah.
If I can.
Ooh, 11. Yeah, you don't get anything in particular. What you do see is a big old fuck off hole in the side of the cliff. Big dark cave.
Not ominous at all.
And you can only imagine that this is this is the only possible place that it looks like somebody could live. So
she's going to go there. She does have dark vision.
DM mentions a cave. Players, I have dark vision.
Yes, but she's a cat, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's I got it as a spell.
Dr. Worm does not have dark vision.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but when she casts dark vision, it does. When it's night and you either try to take a photo of the flash of a cat, and their
Ooh,
eyes just
yes.
light up. So that's what Bisig's eyes look like when she's using dark vision.
Oh, that is spooky as hell, and I love
Yeah,
it. Her design is normally so cute and
yeah.
fluffy. So imagining like that terrifying like backlit uh
Hmm.
shine in her eyes is that's horrifying. Frankly, very good, but also quite scary.
The one time she's allowed.
The one time she is allowed to be spooky. Yeah.
You know,
So
it's fitting for the game. I think
I think so. Yes.
the game where she's meeting Dr. Worm.
Bisig is allowed a little uncanny as a treat.
Yes, yes.
So I'm guessing that
So yeah,
you head on in.
going in, trying to look around as well.
Yeah. Do you want to do another?
So
Do you want to do perception or investigation or?
maybe I don't know if I have a different modifier, but I think maybe investigation
Mm-hmm.
things. She's looking up, but I have a +0. Well,
Ooh,
let's see how it goes.
11.
Yeah.
Uh, because investigation is a bit more of a specific check, is there like what are you looking for in particular? Like, so you be examining the floor for monster tracks or something very specific.
Uh, hmm. Um. Yeah, monster truck. I was wondering, does this cave, can this cave go underwater if the
Um,
tide is high or?
yes. I think with an 11 you probably would. Technically, survival's probably a more appropriate thing
Oh
to
yeah.
roll for that. But with an I think an 11 is you get
She'd have a +2 at survival.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Sorry.
I,
My
oh
brace.
yeah, she'd walk in. Um, I think she tried to go first. Maybe she had a fishing rod out, which mechanically it's water stuff, I think,
Is ready to
but
smack anything. That
just in case she's walking slightly ahead of, because
that's
Doctor One might not be an adventurer. Maybe they're squishy. Yeah.
they're squishy in many senses of the word. No, they appear to be quite content to sort of not exactly trail after you, but they are very much following where you're going because more or less you can see and they can't.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, to answer your question about the tide, you think that it, if the tide comes in completely, it won't be the mouth of the cave is it's too high to be completely covered by the sea,
Okay.
but you don't know if the rest like how much the rest of the cave will fill up, especially because the ground is on a slight downward slope,
Hmm.
and you are going further and further below sea level, so that
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
bode well. But it might not, it might just be a bit shallow. You might be able to walk up with only getting your feet wet. You have no idea.
she doesn't like getting her feet wet.
No. Oh,
She's a cat.
unfortunately, that's not good. It is very dark and very slimy in here.
Oh no. She's um her tail is a little poof,
Poof. All fluffed up and spiky.
yeah, spiky tail because No, I think Bisig getting their feet wet is a bit like when you're in socks and you.
Oh no!
I think
Ew.
it and you walk onto what something wet. I think it's basically the same feeling for her.
Ugh. That's not fun. Not fun at all. Eventually, though, you do get to the end of the tunnel. You do not. It does not necessarily get any better in terms of slime and wet sock feel, unfortunately. But
Mm.
you have reached a large sort of open cavern area, and there is I suppose it would count as a tide pool, like the biggest rock pool in the world. From where, so you can tell that yes, the sea does come in here from somewhere, at least on a semi-regular basis to
Mm.
keep it this full of water. And again, it has that kind of opaque-ish, uncanny valley look to it. And that is what you can see. You can see a big cavern full of water, no obvious way out apart from the way that you came in, and
Which if I roll perception again, will I get anything?
yeah, go for it.
Yep.
13. Yeah, no, that's enough to see that on the walls what you had taken for in classic D&D style, what you had taken for just the folds and the patterns on the rock are actually they look a little bit like, they look a bit more purposeful, more like carvings in that way.
Hmm.
And if
I
you
wonder if they're similar to carvings on her hook.
Yeah, they do. They have. You get this for free. They have a sort of they have a similarish vibe to them. In that sort of like kind of squirmy sort of style to them. You'd have to
Something.
do investigation to look at them any closer, but
Yeah, I want to have the law. Oh,
ooh,
nope.
10.
10.
How to perfectly divide this? You can see that the carvings, when you sort of take a step back and try and sort of squint, turn your head sideways, they appear to be showing a similar big old pool to the one that you are standing next to. And there are a bunch of fish people standing around it. And in the middle, there's a big old fish with a person face. And the fish figures have their hands kind of above their heads. You can't tell if they're like offering something, if they're like waving, if they're. You can't tell exactly what they're doing, but that is more or less what you get.
I see, I see. And Bisig could ask Dr. Worm, but they can't see anything. So, what she would try to do is pick a rock or something and toss it in the. See if it does anything.
And so, like, into the water.
Yep.
Yeah, it goes whoop and vanishes.
Dang it. Hmm. Um, well, she does have a fishing rod.
She does.
So, so the other next logical step for her is to try and see if anything back.
please.
And the worst case, and then nothing. But
Worst case scenario,
best case,
nothing happens.
but best case, she gets cave fish, which is something she hasn't had before. So
Okay, so. Okay, yeah, no. A 14 will definitely do it. Does Bisig bait the hook at all, or is this more just of a sort of a, well, this seems like it's worth a go?
well, I had an idea that Basic would try to use the little tattoo of No God as a bait.
You know what? Yeah, just take the little wooden statue, just tie it to
Yeah.
the end. Yeah, yeah. You know what? What happens? You do that. You tie it to the thing. You toss it out into the water. Realistically, it should float. It is made of wood. This is water. It does not. It goes right down to the bottom. Like it vanishes from sight immediately. And the the wire on your fish hook spools out and out and out, and then slows down, and it kind of hangs there for a moment, and then there's this not exactly a vibrating sound, but this sort of like deep sort of liquid rumble going on, and the wire picks up speed again and runs right out very quickly. Give me a quick strength check.
Okay.
Ooh. Unfortunately, that is a 7. No, your fishing rod is pulled right out of your paws before you can get a proper grip on it.
My fishing rod.
Fishing rod. It does not vanish completely below the surface, however, because it has been stopped by a big sheer wall of scales. And you look up
what?
and up and up, and before you is the biggest goddamn fish you've ever seen. It is absolutely huge. It has a sort of a CGI look to it, kind of low poly, with all the the scales and stuff have been drawn on to
like
flat planes and stuff like that.
Old video games.
Yeah, like the old video game sort of style. And then as it gets closer towards the end of the fish, it becomes more and more and more detailed and more and more and more realistic, until you have this incredibly realistic looking pale sort of fishy human face at the end of it.
That's so uncanny. Good job.
And
No.
one of its huge old eyes rolls around in its socket and looks directly into your face. And I should have decided what check this would be beforehand. You know what? Give me, I think, a straight wisdom check.
Wisdom, straight.
Yeah. Just, flat wisdom modifier. Ooh, 18.
18.
Yes. Okay. This is good. This is good.
Yep.
It is deeply like that sort of that sort of camera effect of that they used in Jaws, of like zooming out and zooming in at the same time. You have
I don't I never seen Jaws, but I think I see what you're describing.
Yeah, it's like everything gets very everything feels very skewed. You feel as though you are the first time that you stood on board of a ship before you'd gotten your sea legs, but the ground underneath you is completely still, and you look into the eye of this fish god thing, and something passes between the two of you. You're not entirely certain what it is, but there is an understanding there. It knows that you were not deliberately trying to insult it by throwing a small statue of itself down into its pool.
Good.
And it, in its own sort of fishy way, deigns to forgive you. And then that eye rolls over and focuses on Dr. Worm. Oh, that is an 8. Dr. Worm turns and leaves, like vanishes into the darkness of the cave, and unfortunately, kind of abandoning you and leaving you on your own. It's like, I don't know if Bisig would feel particularly betrayed, or if she is still, focusing on the giant fish god in front of her.
Yeah, probably more focused on the giant fish god, and again, she's the adventurer here, so.
This has answered your question. Dr. Worm does not appear to at least have been adventuring as a profession.
Well, better get the civilian out of the way, so that they don't get hurt. She so she's face to face with God. That's new for her. Said God looks like a very, very ugly fish.
Yep.
They have her fishing rod.
Yep. It is the. I think the hook is probably just caught on the very 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 corner of that horribly realistic mouth.
Oh, wonderful.
Teeny tiny little hook.
Can she put together that they're probably the guest?
I mean that does seem to be the assumption.
Yeah. So there I mean she can try talking
Yeah, sure.
to it.
Yeah.
I don't
talking
know
is talking is a free action.
I don't know if they can understand, but she can try.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you did get that 18 with your wisdom. And there is that sort of that sense that the two of you it is at least not going to immediately kill you.
She's going. She might. She waves at her. Hello, and then she thinks, and then she does a bow because
polite.
That seems appropriate, maybe when one is face to a giant fish god, and she really wants her fishing rod back. I don't know if I'm trying to think of the best thing to do, but Bisig has her own priorities.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
no, no, no. I mean, like, you don't know until you ask. I suppose.
okay.
You just ask very politely for your fishing rod back.
Yeah, so she's going to. Um, Hello, my name is Bisig. I think the people from the town are expecting you. Please get my fishing rod back. Um, I wasn't trying to be rude. I apologize.
Uh, it just kind of stares at you for an uncomfortably long period of time with that big old hyper realistic
Yeah,
eye
really
of it.
uncomfortable with the face.
It doesn't look good. Um, but just as you're starting to think that maybe it doesn't understand you, and maybe you should try to figure out a different way. There's its face sort of contorts very slowly, and then there's this sound, and your fishing rod is sort of half blown, half spat out of the corner of its mouth and lands at your feet.
Hooray!
Hooray! You have your fishing rod back, +1 fishing rod to your inventory. And there is this big old sort of shift in the water as Nogad starts to slowly revolve in its rock pool. And it goes around once, twice, 3 times, and then it all sort of slides out of the water and into the air. And this is really like bad to look at. You've seen zeppelins, right? Like blimps.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of moves through the air like one of those, except way too quick. And it vanishes down the passageway that you came in, and you are left alone in the cavern.
Uh, Basic suddenly remembers that Dr. Worm might be somewhere around, and and you know, she doesn't know if how they react to this uh, to this thing. So she's going to run outside. I think
Mhm.
run back outside to try to find the doctor.
Mhm. There's no real sign of Dr. Worm in the little bay where you climb down into. But when you you make the climb back up the cliffs to see if they are there or not. In the distance, you can see the huge form of Nogad hovering over the town of Inksmouth in the distance. And once again, it circles kind of around once, twice, 3 times, and then just drops. And it plummets right into the ground
What?
and clips through, essentially. Clips through the ground and
Oh,
takes the entire town with it.
okay.
And there is just this big old dark stain left on the ground where the town used to be. And then you hear a sound from behind you, and you hear, "Oh well, we've never seen anything like that before. That was odd." And yeah, Dr. Worm is there! Hooray! Not dead!
Hooray! Physic is very, very concerned because uh, what just happened? Did she accidentally contribute to a town being erased from the map? What? what the hell happened? And also like if if s- uh, if that was the guest, presumably then that means it wasn't the monster. But if that wasn't the monster, how did it did destroy the town? So was it the monster? She's
It's like if it
internal
would Bisig
screaming.
be saying any of this, or is this all sort of an internal struggle?
Um, oh, I, yeah, I think she would voice it. I was thinking, yeah, she's also internally screaming, but like now that Dr. Worm is here, she kind of needs to uh, let it out,
Oh
I
bless.
guess.
Yeah, Dr. Worm just kind of looks at Bisig, who kind of like has their head on one side, quite confused really. They haven't really seen anybody. They don't quite seem to understand your reaction. But after a little while of Bisig trying to get everything all straightened out in their brain, in her brain, they just kind of reach out and put a spiky little hand on your tiny shoulder and say, "It's like we can't pretend to understand exactly what you are worried about, but this is how things are in the valley sometimes." And then they pause, and then they mechanically sort of pat your shoulder with a hand up and down, and then they
She
pull it away.
doesn't.
It's like, and then it's like, there. How was that? We have been practicing our bedside manner.
She, she still looks very confused and like what happened to everyone. And she that might be the first time she has to deal with the uncanny valley stuff. So it's very very confusing for her little brain right now.
Oh no!
you know,
Too
after
big a
after
thing.
after a while of knowing Dr. Worm, she'll get used to it a little more, at least. Maybe not completely, a little more. But right now there are metaphorical question marks her head.
Oh bless. Unfortunately, Doctor Worm can't necessarily give any answers or resolutions to those question marks. But they are happy to just sort of sit with you and
Yeah,
uh
I imagine just Bisig just plopping down.
yeah. They're happy to just sort of, yeah, it's like sit next to you with you just kind of flopped on there and just kind of looking at where the town just kind of used to be. And they will just, at some point, they will just sort of start chattering about nothing in particular again.
Oh,
And again, they don't really seem to be all that upset. So hopefully that means that
yeah. That,
there isn't anything to be worried about. But then again, you know that their responses are not always great. You know what? Last roll of the
mm,
game. One last
okay.
insight check, and we'll see if.
Uh,
Oh,
That's a nat
20!
20! 22.
22 on a natural 20, and you okay, so you Bisig, you are is understandably, very confused, doesn't know whether to be upset or not, like potentially
Mm,
quite distraught, doesn't know. what's
Yeah.
going on. And but as Dr. Worm is just sort of chattering and talking and going around in little circles and conversational loops with themselves, you do really get the impression that, well, okay, whilst this probably is very strange and it's not like you can't know for certain that this wasn't a bad thing, you do you do get the impression that this is at least normal,
Mm.
and that this
Uh,
is
a
this probably
strange
was
kind of.
this probably was what was expected of the festival. This probably was how it was going to end anyway,
Mm.
and that just because things have clipped through the ground and out of sight doesn't necessarily mean that anybody is dead or hurt or anything like that. Like,
Okay. Um. Yeah,
and that their
that
that
would
their
be
lack
comforting.
of concern is at least justified in the uncanny valley.
Okay. Okay, that would be comforting. Um. I don't think she would say anything right now, but uh, she would probably give Dr. Worm sort of hug,
Aww,
you know,
they go
try to.
squish.
Um,
They are very soft,
I,
cold
I
but
I
soft.
imagine they're sitting down next to each other, and she could try to give them a little side hug.
Aww, yes, I like that a lot. I
Yeah.
just sitting on top of the cliffs as the moon rises, and yeah, it's like it's good. I think that's a good place to
So
leave off. You?
that's actually kind of awesome. Yeah. As after this strange happening, uh, but yeah, that might be a good place um to stop. Yeah. Did you want to do a little epilogue thing?
Yes, yes. Oh, we do that. Okay. We have. Okay. FPSs are supposed to be fairly short. We have 10 minutes before we hit the 2 hour mark, so I reckon that yes, we can justify an epilogue. Oh, are you still there?
Yeah, 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 yeah. It just we mentioned it.
Yes, yes.
The
No, I
thing.
do in fact have this. Okay, I have this up here. So I'm going to say that this is. Oh, just not the microphone. This is the next day.
Yeah.
And Bisig has gone back down to the shore, and it isn't the town hasn't completely gone. For some reason, the dock that you arrived at, the little wooden pier with the ferry, is
Mm.
still there.
The ferry still works
The
too.
ferry still works, and the dock is there. There's nobody else there at the time, but
Mm.
the ferry is stopping there nevertheless. And as you are about to board, um, you hear from behind you, oh, Bisig, Bisig, wait for us! And
Mm.
Dr. Wham comes sliding down the pier, waving their little arms over that. It's like before you go, oh, we have a parting gift for you. And they hold up a teeny tiny little box between their little fingers.
Hmm. And Bisig is going to take it and take a look at it and say, "Oh, thank you, Dr. Worm. What is it?" And as she looks at it, she can see that she can't read yet.
No, she can't read. Something is written on the side, but
Something is
she
written
doesn't
inside,
know
but she can't.
exactly what.
So
But
she opens the little box.
and a tiny little head pops out, just sort of waving around. Dr. Worm has given you a small box with at least one leech in it.
And at first reaction is to go "Ugh," and put the little box away from her face, because when you have an insect, or leash in this case, directly in front of your face, it might be a little surprising. She doesn't quite understand why. Are you really quite sure about this, doctor? I'm not ill, or anything.
Oh well, yes, yes, yeah. Well, you might not be ill now, but later. But that's only a secondary function that we can perform for you. More or less, we have decided that we will be able to part with one or two of us, and the uh, little glass in their mask for a second clears for a little bit, and you can see for the first time something kind of moving behind that. You're not entirely certain whether they're actually looking out of those eye holes or not. I was like, but just this way and this way, we will be able to keep you company on the rest of your travels. We know that it can get rather well, we are not lonely ever, particularly, but we imagine that if there is only one of you, then you would have nobody to talk to, and this way we'll be able to keep you company.
Oh, thank you. And she does look very touched, because as weird as this doctor has been, she came to understand that this is their way of, expressing their affection. kind. So um, she takes it, and
You now have
tells
one
them
plus box of
goodbye.
leeches.
Yes.
I think that just about
Mm,
wraps it up. Dr.
yeah.
Worm will stay on the pier as the ferry takes off. You have your little leech box. You have as
Yes.
many fish as you can fit into your hammer space, and also potentially a crushing existential crisis.
Oh, I put it out. A friend. And
Friends have been made.
yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for
Oh,
playing this game and
thank
for
you.
prompting us to arrange this yesterday, because we've been trying to play this game for like 2 months. It's been
Yeah,
so
yeah,
long.
pretty much. This was a long time coming,
Yeah. It
and
was.
we've been discussing about the game with two for even longer before.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was definitely worth the wait, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad.
Makes me very happy.
Oh, it went really, really well. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
So
you.
many fish. So many fish.
So many weird fish.
So many weird fish. Okay, I'm just gonna stop the recording here now.
Yep.
Just so
Okay.
I hope everybody liked this. If you
Thank
didn't, well,
you.
that's a you problem. Bye.
Bye.